Before starting the lecture, let's watch one video of new hire being greeted on their first day. Listen carefully and write down. What do you think of the situation in the video? What are the managers doing right or wrong?
No, I can't reach him. Yes, thanks. They're coming. Please, have a seat.
Hello.
Hello.
I wasn't aware you were coming today.
Okay.
Looks like Jack forgot to mention this. Yeah, but no worries. We'll sort it out. Come with me. Yeah. Please have a seat, and I'll bring you a coffee.
Yes, please.
Hello. Great to meet you. Yeah, okay. Welcome. Sorry, I have a meeting starting 2 minutes ago. Show him his desk and let our wire to bring him a laptop. Okay, and show him the office safety handbook, and show him the office and introduce him to people. Okay. See you. Okay, yeah.
There was a question, is this reality? So what do you think? In our small company of 10 people, we have a couple of colleagues who have had this kind of experience, that you come on first day and your first day is forgotten. They didn't know that you are expected this day. Trino says that he had exactly the same experience. So that's what happens. And the main thing seems to be that the hiring managers think that, well, now is the hiring is done when they have agreed with the employee that they start on a particular day. But it's nothing is done. It only starts on this day, so or goes on.
Yeah, Daniel also said that he had a similar experience, and I also had this kind of in the past. This kind of experience. It's very unfortunate that this seems to be the pattern of the onboarding. Let's make an example. Let's talk about
Yes.
a kind of workshop type of thing that you could do. So we're gonna go through this onboarding, but maybe people haven't seen or don't know what we have been doing during the previous webinars. So Tõnis, maybe you wanna explain what's on the screen.
So on the screen is the hiring flow on the Wisnio platform. You can check it if there is a free opportunity to try it. You start with position mapping here, and this first column here helps to map the position and find out what is the key issues you need to this candidates have. Then it's shortlist, where you can see the candidates on the background of your team, and the next step is then interviewing and evaluation feature, where an interview guide is generated and evaluation form appears, so that every stakeholder who is involved in this decision making can insert their evaluations, and then after that you can compare the candidates. Okay, now the situation here, what you see is the comparison and the scorecard. And you see every person's evaluations, and if you select now one of the candidates, you can decide that you want to onboard this candidate. So if you press yes, onboard now, what happens is that the candidate gets a nice email saying that congratulations, you are now selected as a team member, and at the same time they also get the link to the team and they will go and look around there. And what you see here on your screen now is the checklist for the hiring manager, which explains very briefly essential things what the hiring manager has to do.
Mhm.
And what we know is that the candidates, if they are moved to the onboarding stage now, the first time they will see their future colleagues, and they are very curious and interested in clicking around and see what kind of people they are. And what we in Wisnio recommend should be done part of the onboarding process is using this curiosity and having a discussion with a new employee and with a new employee and the team as well. So Mirel, go on and share your experience, how it was done when you started recently with us.
Yes, I had a very unique onboarding experience in a way. I never had such discussion. It was very interesting. So let's go through this profile as my CEO went through it with me, and I will explain what we basically discussed. But let's use Christina's profile for that. So first of all, in here we can see how the new hire matches with the values and the team culture. And why this is important is because we like to be and work with people who have the same value set. Otherwise, if people value different things, they make like different type of decisions and etc. So you might have more conflicts because you don't understand why the other person doesn't behave or decide like I do, etc. So in here we can actually see that the new hire is well aligned with most of them, but for example, reputation in here, pleasure, this is a better example. Christina doesn't like pleasure and or doesn't value it this much, but the rest of the team likes to celebrate. So
maybe you click on more on pleasure than there appears.
Yeah, you can see in here. So when it comes to like celebrating wins and then etc., the rest of the team might be very like excited and wants to like go out and celebrate. And Christina might feel a little bit more that she doesn't understand why this is necessary, or she doesn't want to go, and etc. So it's important to make sure that people know that it's not because Christina doesn't like the team or something like that. It's just because she doesn't value the pleasure as much.
Yes, the idea of the value similarity is that that people who are similar in values feel comfortable with each other and they like to be with each other. But the difference of values and personality traits, for example, is that values are ideals. So that means that for this team, celebrating wins and combining business and pleasure is important, but it's less important to this new employee. But for her, it is kind of this knowledge that it's more important to others will help for her to kind of go along with these celebrations if they happen.
Yeah. Okay, but let's go to personality. While values is good if they're aligned, then personality is something where it's actually better if you have more diverse people in the team. Because if everybody behaves the same way, then you might have a lot of situations where no one naturally wants to take the lead. For example, if everyone would be very reserved and you have situations when you need the team to like talk a lot or network and etc., you might not have anyone in the team who wants to do that. So the more different personalities you have, the better it actually is for the team performance.
Okay, maybe it's a good idea to look at this openness where this new employee is most diverse. What we see here is that the team is a bunch of open-minded and creative guys. They want to try new things all the time. And then the new Christina was her name, yes? Yeah. Christina is very pragmatic. So if everybody else here would be happy to try new things, so Christina would be the one who will say that, well, why should we try something new if the old things happen to work very well? And what the theory and practice of high-performing teams says, that if the team is very high in creativity or openness, they would very much benefit of some new pragmatic person join the team. But that means also that even if they benefit from this, it's very different behavior, what they are not used to. So they should be explained that, well, this is something that Christina makes our team better by being pragmatic.
Makes sense.
Okay,
So
let's go to
basically,
the competencies, maybe.
So basically, we like to work with people who are like us, but it's not always good for the team performance. So actually, for the team performance, we need to a little bit mix up the team.
Yes, we need diversity in personality traits, similarity in values, but diversity in personality and also competencies. And we see Christina brings a lot of new competencies in the team here, what the team didn't have before. It's influencing others, interpersonal understanding, conceptual thinking are much, much stronger with Christina than anyone else has in this team.
Okay, when it comes to competencies, what would be discussed when you're looking at this?
So if you click on one, let's click on, for example, in influencing others or interpersonal understanding.
Yep.
So what we see that Christina is mostly confident here. So she has this unique competence, and then everyone else who is below average here, who are less confident in influencing others, they might possibly have a chance to learn from Christina how to do this.
And how it's best, it's like you should pair them up during some kind of
that's
task.
one of the ways to make use of onboarding is to pair people up. Like if someone on the left hand side here wants to learn how to influence others, she might learn it from Christina. And it's different from values and personality, which don't change. With competencies, you can actually develop these. And if you pair some people with Christina so that they can learn something from Christina, it would be quite a good way to also facilitate peer-to-peer learning and working relationship development in the team.
Okay, so in here, Christina could help them to learn, and maybe
and vice versa. You could take this business acumen where exactly. Christina is weaker here, but Jack on the right hand side is best in this. So Jack would be probably happy to teach Christina about business acumen.
one other thing that I wanted to mention here with the competencies is that during an onboarding, if before hiring the person you had like mapped out what kind of competencies this person wants to have. So for example, in here we have ensuring accountability, customer focus, attention to detail, and etc. So now with the candidate, it's good to like go over them and see where the candidate actually feels, like how confident the candidate feels about those competencies. And if there was something that the candidate says that she has a low confidence in, for example, the business acumen in this case, which was actually marked as, you know, important to have competency, you can ask like why this candidate feels low in this competency, because maybe the reason why he or she feels low is like this is something that they don't need to do. It's maybe some specific about this competency, and etc. And you can also discuss with the candidate if some kind of plan around developing this competency needs to put in place, or it's rather, let's see, you know, what happens and let's discuss it again in a couple of months.
Yes, so to cut it shorter, a development plan might be part of the onboarding process. So, and as I said, competencies can be developed, but you can't develop more than one or two competencies in at the same time. So selecting one, what is weaker according to the self-evaluation with the candidate or new employee now, and helping to build a development plan, including peer-to-peer learning, maybe some coaching if you don't have something what is important for this new employee. If you don't have this resource or someone very knowledgeable about this competency in your team, you might want to bring in an external consultant or coach for this.
And one last thing from here is basically the key objectives that I think that people should go over, because those are basically the objectives that we set down that the new hire should be capable of achieving within a year. So during this kind of onboarding talk, it's good to go over and to make sure that you understand those expectations, or you understand and can ask more about the objectives that you need to achieve.
Yes, and I'm afraid I'm repeating myself, but these key objectives are written there by the hiring manager. So make sure the new employee should make sure that also other stakeholders are on the same page or same understanding with these key objectives. And then you can build the 100 days plan based on these.